Thank you for all the donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we can get started.
All right, guys, welcome to Vermillion Vitez, where we empower you to build that generational wealth for hundreds of years if you have the idea and the capacity to think ahead. Boom. All right, today, as usual, because we are two committed people, because we're always here for you guys, trying to build a legacy for you and explain stories for you. Me and my partner Raimundo are here to share our experience to enlighten you to do better, right? Enlighten you to do great, extraordinary things, right? With failures, we strive when we learn from the past. So, welcome to Vermillion Vitas, guys. Thank you for joining us. Ray, happy that you're here, my friend. Happy that we're here. What a beautiful day it is.
God bless
Night, I
everybody.
mean.
We're happy that everybody's here contributing their energy and showing up, and we're just here contributing back as well. So we need a disclaimer. Disclaimer, right? We all the contents here is should not be construed as legal or financial advice. Please seek your own CPA or attorney. This is speaking. This context below is speaking from our personal experience, right? So now that that's there, we can now conclude to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome,
Welcome,
welcome.
welcome.
So where did we leave off on the last episode, Vanny? What was it that we was speaking of?
We were talking about some clients, and I had just finished that story about building your house on a solid foundation, right? And Ray had just finished his story as well, and we were just giving you guys this extra piece of knowledge when it comes to financial struggle and having your faith set on priorities, which is God, and everything will come to you. So that's we were touching bases a little bit about our faith-based business setting. That's where we left off, Ray. So I mean,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, you were talking about a client of yours that you had that we were able actually to help him out.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I want to let you guys know is that every client is different. Everybody has their goals and aspirations. There are people, right, that don't want to raise capital. There are some people who want to live a simple life. Some people don't even want to get into business. They would rather get into some type of life insurance, and they just want to get rich eventually. They just want to know that their hard work is being valued and that they have a plan for the future, right?
Correct.
So I have a friend, a client of mine. His name is Carlos, right? His name's not really Carlos, but we can't to keep things
We don't
private.
disclose.
We
Yes, we
don't
don't disclose
disclose
information.
we don't disclose private information. Carlos, right? He had a restaurant, right? And we're gonna get into the story of how he went through adversity and he didn't give up. That he kept persevering. How does it look when the tough gets going and everything seems hopeless and we don't know what to do at this current moment, right? How does it look like? How
Terrible.
like at some certain moments, it's easy to get down on yourself. It's easy to get mad, furious.
Agreed. Agreed.
Venny,
It.
how
It.
many times did we go through something and it would be easy just to blame each other? I could go to Venny every time
Ah.
and be like, it's your fault, Venny. It's your fault, right? We can't just do that. It's so easy to blame.
Ray hears it more than me because I tell him a lot of stuff. But Ray's super chill. Ray's super chill.
Yeah. No, but it's so easy. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to look outside the window instead of looking at the sunset. You're looking at the specks of the window. It's so easy, right? I want you guys to really acknowledge the fact that in your suffering, You plan for things to get worse. That is your automatic default. It's so easy. It's so easy. Car accident happens. You blame the driver, right? It's so easy to blame the driver.
That's true.
It's
That's
so
true.
easy. It's not some of these things we just want to go into depth about,
You
right?
know, funny
Let's
thing, like even on traffic, when somebody cuts you off or you cut them off, you get upset, and sometimes it's your fault.
Yeah, screw the guy that cut you off in the car, right? You're driving around and now you got road rage. Hey, man, what are you doing? Right? It's so easy to get upset. It is a default mechanism that you have, and there's nothing wrong with it. You've seen examples of this throughout your
True.
life. You are not this way by any coincidence. This is not something that just happened to you. You learned this. You saw other people act like this, and you were like, I have to do that too. But why didn't you do that to go pick up better habits and then start a business? Why didn't you do that to get in shape and to get the things that you wanted? It's just bringing the questions. There's nothing wrong of how you saw it. There's nothing wrong on what you did. There's nothing wrong with you blaming people. It's just you avoid the responsibility. So when you avoid responsibility, I just want you to picture it. You're saying, it's not my fault. And when you say it's not my fault, you're putting the responsibility onto somebody else, and there's nothing to do there. There's nothing left for you to do, meaning things can't get fixed unless someone else fixes them.
True.
When you take responsibility, it doesn't mean that it's your fault necessarily. It just means that I have a say so on what I'm going to make happen. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen. Nothing's going to stop me. I have
Nothing.
committed. I said this is what's going to happen, and I am my word. You have to have a level of integrity. So these moments that we're sharing, that we're seeing our clients do, we're sharing because it's just such a proud moment to see someone really show up for themselves in that way, Vinny. And we really get this gratitude from watching people make those certain choices that are different.
Oh, I froze.
Yeah, I could tell.
We're not. I mean, you're still going though. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take my face out of it. Beep until I get it resolved. Beep. Okay, keep on going, Ray. I'm still here.
You still here?
I'm still here.
We're
I'm
still
still.
good on the we're still good on YouTube?
Yes, we're still good. It's just my camera that froze. It was my. Go ahead. I got you. Keep on going on with your client.
No, exactly, Chucky the Throne. There's somebody in the audience that said it means I get to move the next chess piece. Exactly. There's something more to do. You get a choice in the matter, whether it is complaining or making it happen. The choice is yours, right? I
That
always
is
want to tell you the
true.
choice is yours, right? Now, Carlos, he had a restaurant, and it was an amazing restaurant. He poured his life savings, everything into his opening a small restaurant. It was humble. It was one that you could see down the street, and you could go ahead, sit down, and have a great time and talk to the guy. He was amazing. You wouldn't even know that he owned the store, right? The first year looked so good. Everything was amazing. He was happy. But then, out of nowhere, a fire broke out at night. By the time he got there, all he saw was smoke and ash, and everything that he had built was gone. Everything.
Now, did he give up?
Did he give up? That's a good question. Did he give up? Most people would give up. Most people would want to stop right there. Most people would be content of the fact that they made it one time. The most important thing about this is that because you've already made it once, that means that you can make it happen again. Look, I have a friend in here in the audience, Chucky, right? He's told me about his stories about TikTok, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but he's already made it before.
Oh, so he's already made it to that point and then he overcame it.
He overcame it. Chucky was doing great. Chucky was doing great on TikTok, and something had happened with TikTok. It went
Yes,
down,
look, I can see it
and look
now.
at
He's
him
talking
now.
about it. And how now he's booming. Chucky's
And now
booming.
he's booming. Chucky started all over again. Look at him in the audience. He's doing great. He's putting in the work, and he has another business.
Chucky
He
is
doesn't
booming.
stop. Chucky does not stop. He's a
Congratulations.
great friend that I have met through this community, and I am grateful to have him as my friend. He has inspired me with his stories. This is off of one day of speaking with him. He reminds me so much of Carlos. Carlos and him would get along, right? So let's go back into the story, right? By the time he got there, I just want you to envision it. By the time he got there, what happened?
What
All he
happened, Ray?
saw,
What happened?
all he saw was smoke and ash. You know how devastated you would be, and you come home to the baby that you have raised, and the next thing you see is nothing but smoke and ash. Some people would be so devastated. They would be so devastated, they would give up. It would hurt them. They wouldn't know what to do next. Now, most people would quit right there. You don't get it. Most people would quit. They wouldn't know what to do. They would stop. They would pick up bad habits. They would be angry at the world. They would be angry, so angry and furious. He had no insurance. He had no backup savings. He had no insurance. He had no backup savings.
What did he
Nothing.
do?
His friends, Benny, even his friends told him, it's over. Get a job. They said, go get a job. You know how much that hurts for somebody that puts into work and someone comes and tells you after your dream has been destroyed to go get a job? You know how unhappy you would be in those moments. But no, Carlos didn't give up. Something in him refused.
He kept
To
on going.
He started cooking out his garage, literally one grill, one fryer, selling food on the streets. Fast forward 5 years later, Carlos now runs 3 restaurants. People line up for his food, but for his story. Why? Because his pain became his brand. Sometimes the biggest loss is the reset button for your biggest comeback. Though the righteous fallen 7 times, they rise again. Proverbs 24:16.
Amen, Ray. Amen, Ray.
And now he's a monster. Exactly, Chucky.
You
Now he's a monster. Keep your head up. Don't give up. Exactly. Exactly, Chucky. You gotta keep going.
see?
And Chucky's exactly that same person. Chucky's exactly that same person. If you don't know him, go get to know him. He's a great man. He's persistent. He's smart. He's brilliant. When are you gonna be like Carlos and Chucky?
You guys
Thank you
have
for
to
thank you for
start
listening.
changing and rewiring your brains. Come on. Look at that. Chucky has been struggling through COVID. I can see his messages here too. Oh, look, he's on now. He's on. He's on live. He's on live with you, I think.
Yeah, here's on. We got two people in the audience with us.
Oh,
Thank you for
nice.
being.
Thank you for being here. See, that is what determination is. It's not like you just give up at the first sign of failure. It's not. It's not how it works, right?
No,
I wish people had written stories about their failures because we would learn a lot from them. However, they wouldn't sell a lot because nobody wants to hear failure stories, right? But however, it's important because that's from the ashes of your failure, right? Just like a phoenix, you would rise up from those ashes. But
you would
people don't get
rise
that.
up.
People don't
They
get that.
don't.
They
They don't
don't.
get it.
See, I had remember that client Paul that we had. He used to be
Paul.
a contractor.
Yes.
So again, guys, we're not sharing the particular name. We're kind of privacy, privacy, right? Paul, one of our clients, was a contractor, right? He used to get jobs and he used to have a lot of employees, right? He used to have people who depended on him. And just like Chucky said, he mentioned on our chat here, he said that COVID struck. And then what? What happened to Paul? Right? He couldn't afford to keep up with his employees. And a lot of his employees depended on him, right? He couldn't afford anymore to keep the family of his employees afloat, which he cheered and loved, and they cheered and loved him too. It was a struggle. Chucky knows it. Ray knows it, right? We all know how struggle it is when you're trying to keep a business open and you can't push forward. However, he was not getting any clients. He was not getting any business, and all this was during the COVID situation. So, what could he do? I mean, if you think about it, what could he not do? He had a phone in his hand, he had a laptop, he had ideas. So, what he did is he put his head on working. If I'm not mistaken, he made 200 calls from the story that I heard, 200 calls. And 90% of them said no. We don't want it. It's this season. It's the market's very unstable. We don't know what to do. It's too much going on. Sorry. We're not going to do this now, right? Chucky was just about to give up, and he was about to fire his employees. So now what was he going to do, right? But he persistently kept on striving to get more clients. Let's see what Chucky there. You know my story. Uh,
Uh,
cleaning carpet business. Look at that. See? And how the carpet cleaning business. Well,
no, he has an amazing story. I remember it briefly. We've talked maybe countless of times, and he's told me the story before. I'd prefer Chucky, you come on the live. We'll create the platform for you, and you can be
he
seen by everybody, and
he could
we'll
join
have
on
you as a
YouTube with
guest.
us tomorrow. How about that? Tell him
Yeah,
to
if
join
you
on
want to
YouTube tomorrow.
come on YouTube with us tomorrow, we'll get you on the live. Be one of our guests, and we'll have a nice conversation.
True. There we go.
No better person to tell your story than you. We'll go ahead and clip it up for Vermillion Vitez, and we'll start pushing out. You
True.
would love to do that. He said he would love to do that.
There we go. Tomorrow, personal
Everybody,
story with
tomorrow.
Chucky.
I will, I will, I will DM you. We'll get the information. We'll get you up, and we'll start clipping a lot of those videos and start pushing up a lot of things for Chucky. Chucky's an amazing person. He supports the page. Love the guy, an amazing guy.
Thank you,
Great
Chucky.
contribution.
Tell
Thank you.
Chuck. I got to write to Chucky.
I got a right to
Thank
Chucky.
you.
We got a right to Chucky.
I got to write
Oh
to him.
man.
Thank you, Chucky.
Thank you, Chucky. No better person to tell your story, and we will give you that contribution and make it an amazing story that we can go ahead and cut up.
True. Thank you. I appreciate it from the bottom of our heart, Chucky. Well, see, great. Now with this story, it's just getting feistier and feistier because Chucky's been through the same thing, and tomorrow we're going to have him live speaking from his own experience what that struggle was. Just like Paul here was having the struggle. Paul did not give up, right? If I'm going back to the story, he made over 200 calls And 90% of them said no. However, how about the other 10%? The other 10% were interested, but they were afraid because the same thing, market conditions and the virus. But however, Chucky said, you know what? I'm going to adapt to whatever's happening right now. And he adapted. He bought into it. He went to the bank. Got a loan. He came to Vermillion Vitez to try
I'm
to
a
structure and get a little bit bigger credit. Huh?
Vinny. You just so the audience knows, Vinny might be a little confused. He's mixing the names Chucky and Paul. I know I had to cut. I didn't want you. I don't want the. I didn't want this to get cut up later. And then you're like, why do I keep saying Chucky? So
I was
who
so
he's
excited.
talking
I was so
about?
excited about
He's so
Chucky.
excited, Chucky. He was so excited about Chucky. This story is about Paul, guys,
Paul.
and we'll go ahead and retell the story from the beginning so you guys don't get confused.
No, I think
What
I got it
happened? What
right.
happened?
It's because see, I got excited from Chucky. All right, all right.
Yeah, no, you
Well,
can't.
going back, okay, Paul had made 200 calls, 90% said no, all right, but he didn't give up. And since he knew us and knew what we did, he kind of approached me and Ray in a way. So Paul came to us at a very difficult moment because he had clients, but they were very unpredictable when it comes to the whole virus thing going on. So what he did, he approached us. We kind of boosted his credit a little bit. We helped him with, setting up a structure for his business. That's what we did. So he was able to get a loan through that, and he was able to upgrade his business with the equipment that he needed, okay, to do all these new ventures that he had these clients with specific needs. Now, if you think about that, he just kept on going. He didn't give up. However, he was close to failure. He was burying himself. And I mentioned this before. What else is also being closed, right? When you plant a seed, it goes down in the soil on that darkness. It closes up. But all it takes is a couple of drops of water, little ray of sunshine, and that seed bursts up and shoots up like a rocket ship, right, Ray? Like a rocket ship.
Like a
So,
rocket ship.
so Paul didn't give up, guys. Great client, didn't give up, and now he's doing great because after COVID, everything went to a big boom. And if I'm not mistaken, Ray, remember that Walt Disney also went to 200 banks before one finally said yes so he could start his business. Walt Disney, he went to 200 banks. And if you're thinking here that you just went to one or two or three, or you just made a phone call for a salesperson and they didn't want to buy, come on. How many calls are you making a day in order to make a sale? That's what you have to think about. What are you upgrading? What are you sacrificing? He kept his business afloat. He kept his employees afloat. He strived for greatness, right? And to finish this off, this little informative education course about Paul, right? I'm going to call it a course because it goes through a whole process. And if you think of this verse, I'm trying to dig in deep here. Philippians 4:13. Ah, one second. Philippians 1:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. All things is possible through him. And he didn't give up. Paul kept on going and striving for greatness, persistently updating to his environment. He adapted every step of the way. Don't give up. Break free. Stay
Break
educated.
free. Stay educated.
Wow, we're in this live for 28 minutes.
28 minutes. We've already done 28 minutes.
28 minutes. Well, my
Easy.
friends, what do you think, Ray? That was good informative content for my fellow Friends
We
who
have
are listening,
we have a question. What is the question, Chucky? What do you have? Oh, hold up. Let me see. Did you want to regarding how I can start a business without any money? Well, first things
oh,
first, I would
that is a
say
good question. So
if
the
you're
question
gonna
is,
start,
guys, regarding how I can start a business without any money at all. So using other people's money to start a business. That was Chucky's question.
so one of the few ways you can start a business, right? And this is gonna be the one question that we have to answer, and then we're gonna have to let you guys go, come back
Yes.
on, right? For TikTok, we're gonna stay on for a little longer. But so when it comes to starting a business without any startup money, you want to use credit. You want to have some type of advantage in the marketplace. So if you have some credit, then you'll have some type of access capital. If you don't have credit, then you want to have clients. You want to have some type of way for money to come into the business that you can use so that now you can grow, right? So if you had either way, you want to have either a business plan, someone who's going to fund your business. You're going to either want to get credit from your personal credit line or you want to have clients. Those are like the three options that you have if you really don't have any money saved up in your own personal.
Yeah, I'm trying to text you in the group chat exactly what you're saying here. Using other people's money. I have cash, but I don't have to use my money. Instead, I want to use your money for my business. Get a line of credit. Tell Chucky
Yeah,
to get a line of
actually, so
credit.
the way that works, right? Instead I want to use your money for my business. Yes, that does make sense because if you're going to go to the bank, you use the bank's money to acquire a house. You see what I'm saying? If you go start a hedge fund, you're using other investors' money for you to grow your stocks. The biggest people at the highest level of the game are using other people's money
True.
in some form or way or fashion, whether it's having clients, right?
I wish I could go on live on this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just got dinged. I
What
don't
do you
know
mean
what.
dinged?
I gotta go check it out.
Hey, listen, my YouTube friends, we are going to stay live a little bit longer on TikTok. And for you guys tonight, stay blessed by the best, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and our God Elohim. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a great time. Please like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment down below if you would like to learn anything or teach us something or join the live.
Or join the live.
Any last words, Ray?
None at all. None at all. Thank you guys for showing up in the show. And now we can go ahead and see what's going on.
Thank you, my friends. Have a good night.